How to deal with passive-aggressive people. Encountering passive-aggressive behavior is inevitable in life. The fact is, you will have to deal with difficult people sooner or later. And very often, as adults, these situations are just bathed in passive-aggressive behavior. It can be uncomfortable, emasculating, and make you lose your self-respect, all of which result in lower confidence. Now, this is going to give you a good idea of why these encounters are happening to you, what you can do to positively engage with the people behind the behavior, and how you can take the encounter as a learning experience to improve yourself. I'm a big believer that we grow from every challenge placed before us. When you look at life's obstacles with this kind of perspective, it can create meaning to motivate you to grow. If something doesn't feel right, if you feel less confident or confused, your mind is trying to tell you something. I used to be constantly picked on when I was younger. I felt sensitive, like the world was out of my control. When you don't have a foundation of confidence and you encounter passive-aggressive behavior, you'll feel bad, and often you'll feel angry. Now, here's what you need to know about people who are passive-aggressive. And we're all passive-aggressive from time to time. But when someone is passive-aggressive, they either feel that their needs are not being met or something is out of their control. Passive aggression is a way that someone tries to confront something without being direct. And it's both confusing, unnerving. It can even make you question yourself. Now, let me clarify that not all passive-aggressive behavior is as malicious as I'm making it sound. The fact is, many people are passive-aggressive because of a difficult time period where they fall into this habit of addressing things indirectly. Perhaps they were reprimanded earlier in life for confronting authority and have developed a backdoor way of addressing a concern. Whatever the reason, it's important to know that difficult people have a place in your life, and you can determine that place. You can position them to either really get under your skin and let your feelings just fester inside, or you can assert the situation once you feel something or some line has been violated. And it's best to decide up front what your line in the sand is before confrontation. The idea here is to help you rise above the behavior and feel in control of your own feelings. It's important to know that we humans, we're no different from primates. Yes, we've reached a much higher level of consciousness in our evolution, but we still have those primal instincts within us. And much like apes, we tend to poke at the weak spot. You may be familiar with the behavior of chickens having a pecking order. The pecking order is simply just that. If you have a coop of 5 chickens, one of them will be the dominant alpha and will peck on the other 4. The second most dominant chicken will peck on the other 3, but never the alpha. And this chain of dominance is carried all the way down to the 5th chicken, who is pecked on by the entire brood. We are a special species on this amazing planet, but these instinctive traits are still a part of us. And this baked-in behavior of dominance often reveals itself in the form of bullying. Now, make no mistake, in some cases, passive-aggressive behavior is a form of adult bullying, and you'll want to stick up for yourself as soon as possible to stop the behavior. I emphasize the word behavior here because you're looking to solve the behavior problem, not the person problem. Separate the person from their actions and understand that at one point this person was an innocent baby. They learned to behave in this way. You're correcting their behavior just as you're correcting your own. So the first thing you'll want to do to confront passive aggression is to assert yourself with your body. If you are face to face, standing confidently with your shoulders back, hands on your hips or in your pockets. No fear, my friend. Nothing is going to happen to you. Get comfortable positioning your body into empowering posture because you are stronger than you know, and no one can hurt you because you know who you are and love who you are. And standing confidently with good posture will have a direct impact on your mind. You'll immediately feel more in control of the situation because just by relaxing into a comfortable, strong position, you are able to think more rationally. Sometimes body language isn't enough. If the behavior continues, you may need to assert yourself with your words. It's the best feeling in the world, speaking matter-of-factly to a passive-aggressive person. It immediately cuts into the bullshit of what's happening between the lines of the conversation. If it's necessary, you will need to call out the person on their behavior. When this happens, the passive-aggressive person is forced to either accentuate the behavior, leading to more confrontation, or understand that you will not be pushed around and immediately cease their behavior. It's going to be one of those two outcomes if you confront them, so you'll want to be prepared for both. First though, what if they continue the bullying with passive-aggressive behavior? Now, there comes a point where you have to decide how much you're willing to put up with. It's one thing to have patience for someone and another to be manipulated for having good intentions. You've got to decide when the pain is too great and for the love of yourself, not have this person in your life. You are very much in control of that. But what if you can't get this person out of your life? What if you work closely with this person and can't switch jobs? What if it's your neighbor or someone who is unavoidable to your daily life? This will require real work on your part. It's one thing to no longer make someone a part of your life, but that doesn't solve the entire problem. Asking questions when you are the victim of passive-aggressive behavior can be extremely helpful. Asking questions will only help you get better at dealing with difficult people. Why do I feel like this? What is it about my approach and response that is creating a sense of vulnerability? Vulnerability can often be a lead-in to passive-aggressive treatment. Are you self-deprecating at the moment before you are victimized? Is your body language not delivering the right, consistent message? I'll tell you something. You're special. You want to be a better human being, and that in itself tells me how special you are. Understand that building up your confidence will have a doubling effect. You will have the tools to confront things you don't agree with, and consequently run into less confrontation as a result. This life is your own, and you determine what is worthy of your attention. Don't let little cats bother you with weak attempts at dominance. You are a strong-minded, honorable person. Raise your chest high and set your sights on the horizon.